Baylor has hired a new offensive line coach. It's Chris Kapilovic, Kapilovic. If I apologize if I butchered that name. And you got to admit it was a hard name. And he's going to be the offensive line coach, as we all know. And I'm still going to go over his background. He played at Missouri State from 1989 to 1990 as an offensive tackle. But before that, he was at Scottsdale Community College from 1987 to 1988. He is 55 years old. And he does have a lot of experience when you go in terms of college. Like 2001 to 2005, he was at Alabama State. First 2 seasons, offensive line coach, but the last 2003 to 2005, he was an OC as well as offensive line coach. 2006 to 2007, he was at Missouri State, his alma mater, as an offensive line coach and run game coordinator. He was at Southern Miss from 2008 to 2011, but 2008 to 2009, he was an offensive line coach, but then he became the run game coordinator there as well for his last 2 years. Then he was at North Carolina from 2012 to 2018. But 2012 to 2013, he was an offensive line coach / run game coordinator. 2014 to 2015, he was a co-OC and the offensive line coach. Then 2016 to 2018, he was associate head coach, offensive line coach, and the OC. Yep. 2019, he was at Colorado as offensive line coach and run game coordinator. But then recently, he was at Michigan State from 2020 to 2023. As we all know, Bell Tucker got fired. And that was just a messy situation. I wish that didn't happen. But he was an offensive line coach, run game coordinator, and associate head coach. So, he does have a lot of experience. And he was under like Larry Fedora. Ironically, he was a former Baylor OC. In first year of Dave Aranda, of course, he was at Baylor in the past, but you get the whole point. And of course, then he was promoted and when he was at North Carolina. But he was the key on the coaching staff to that 11-2 season that they had for Michigan State. And the offensive line paved way for All-American Kenneth Walker III, who led the Big Ten and ranked second in the FBS with 1,636 rushing yards. To go along with 18 rushing touchdowns. In addition, they only gave up 1.62 sacks per game, the 4th fewest in the Big Ten and the 27th in the FBS. The Spartan offensive line was one of the 13 semifinalists for the Joe Moore Award, which is annually given to the nation's top offensive line. In his career, Kapilovic has been the primary or secondary recruiter for a number of 4-star prospects, including at least 8 prospects ranked in the top 50 250 nationally. Of course, we know this is the third offensive staff addition for this cycle because of the new OC and new running backs coach. I do think this is a good hire. He's proven himself throughout the time, and I know Michigan State was going down the last 2 years, but it's not solely on him. Little bit. It's a little bit on him, but he was not really the OC. They just didn't have the players at the time. I mean, that's the thing. And then, you know, what happened this past spring, they lost their quarterback to the transfer portal to Auburn. And we know their struggles. And the defense was bad too. So on the surface, this looks like a good hire. And now they need to address the offensive line through the transfer portal. And I know they have offered at least 2 guys. Of course, we need to offer a quarterback. And get one at that. Because, look. Sawyer Robertson needs someone to compete with him. Excuse me. To compete with him, if not beat him, at starting quarterback next year. Of course, we need to know about Dominic Richardson's decision. Maybe they already made a decision, but it's behind the scenes. The same thing goes for Gavin Byers, which supposedly I heard he's coming back, but, you know. and Javon Gibson, the wide receiver. And we already offer like 3 wide receivers. So that's just on the offensive side of the ball. I know we offer like a JUCO defensive lineman recently from Trinity Community College last night. After all, that UC Davis offer to that one of those guys didn't pan out. He went to Arizona instead. So, and I know they got a few other guys on probably they're looking at a defensive line. Linebackers, yes. They got a JUCO linebacker recently, which is sounds like he's going to really help this team. Of course, I would say safety is a need as well. Well, now let's go out there and get some players that are transfer portal. And I know for a fact there probably will be possibly be more attrition after spring ball. So don't panic over a ton of guys are staying. There's still the spring ball, and then players can leave again. I mean, that's the thing. And in order to have some additions, you got to have some subtractions. And we definitely need to beef up that offensive line because, look, George Maillet went to the transfer portal and now he's at Utah State. We had 2 offensive linemen medically retire. I mean, due to injuries or something. And then we have Elijah Ellis that entered the transfer portal too. We gotta have more guys, and I think that was good attrition. It's just we need to beef it up and we need to be better. And hopefully he could coach up these guys to make them better than last year. Because we know what the numbers are in terms of the number of sacks allowed in the run game. And it's declined since 2021. We need to get back on track. I mean, that's the thing. And be better than last year, obviously. That's inexcusable. I mean, we got to improve that right off the jump. I mean, because if you can't run the ball, you can't protect the quarterback. And that's the simple truth of the matter. So, anyways, if you feel like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later. On the road to 600 subscribers, of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more, so I make money off this. Of course, liking the video, commenting the video really helps YouTube algorithm, so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hit the notification bell as well. And he does have some guys in the transfer portal from Michigan State that he has recruited in the past. So, and I know a few of them have committed elsewhere, so maybe he could convince them to come to Baylor instead, possibly. But we're going to have to wait and see about this.